Hi guys, for this lesson we're going to create a contrast painting using two contrasting colors. So I'm going to use pink and blue because I think it looks kind of nice, and I'm going to do like a floral pattern. So I'm going to start by using a lot of water, and I want to get all the values in here, so I'm going to start light and work towards dark. So I'm going to start with a lot of water so that I can create a really light pattern. So I'm mixing a color in my palette. It's like a really light pink with a lot of water. And I'm just going to start by painting like the petals of a flower. And I'm going to kind of like build a pattern from there. If you want to draw your design first, you are always welcome to do that. And you can use some of the techniques that we've been practicing this week. If you want to do like wet on dry, like I'm doing, or you can do wet on wet to get a different effect. I think wet on wet makes a nice flower pattern. So there's my first flower. It's pretty big. I'm going to do another one that's kind of big up here. And I'm going from the middle out as well as the outside in to kind of create a couple different effects. And then I'm going to kind of like fill in the rest with smaller flowers. It's kind of getting lighter because I had to add more water to my colors. Mixing the right quantity of color can be kind of challenging. That's a good start. I can always go back in and add some more. I'm going to switch over to my blue that I'm going to use. So to add all the background details, I'm going to use this like dark teal that I just mixed up. It's a mix of both of the blues, a little bit of purple, and some green to get like a nice teal color. I'm going to add quite a bit of water. And I'm going to do like a leaf pattern in the background behind the flowers. I'll do my best here. I do kind of want them to like bleed together, so I'm going to do that just a little bit. I think it looks cool. And I'm just going to draw the leaf, or like paint the leaves just to fill in some of the spaces. And you can see the nice contrasting effect starting to happen. The blue on the page makes the pink inherently a little bit more vibrant. I'm just going to use up the rest of my paint that I've mixed. And it's getting a little bit lighter, so I can like kind of add a layering effect. And then before I move on to the next step, I'm going to let this dry. So I'm just going to go back into this and add a little bit of a darker color so it's dried quite a bit. So I've made a darker pink to add a little bit more contrast, and I'm just going to use that in the center of some of my flowers to create a little bit of a contrast and kind of make the center pop. So I kind of like used highly concentrated color, and I'm going to use some water to kind of mellow it out. And I want to be careful not to disrupt some of the nice, like hard lines that are happening. So I'm going to kind of concentrate where I want the darker pink to be. I'm going to feather it out using some water. Helps blend and integrate it a little bit better. And then once my blue is dry, I'm going to go ahead and do that same technique with some of the blue. I already do have quite a range of different shades and values of blue, but now I'm going to use a targeted approach. And my painting's really starting to fill in. The more like values and ranges of color you have, the more kind of interesting and highly contrasted your painting is going to end up. And then once you're finished with that, and you like the way it looks, you can snap a photo and upload that to Schoology.